And welcome to another fun-filled and exciting episode of Table of Geequals. I almost forgot the name of our show.
Not a good sign.
You are drunk, man. Go home.
Spoiler alert.
Where's PigMonkey?
No
Spoiler alert.
bitching.
No bitching. Fuck. The professionalism in this show is. I'll bet you Andrew's going to just dub over that part.
Yeah,
He'll
he's
voice
just
it in
gonna
his
just
own room.
redo everything
Yeah.
you say with "I'm stupid Alex."
Son of a bitch.
Which reminds me, it was Stupid Dan's birthday this week,
Oh.
and I wrote it on his wall. I said, "Happy birthday, Great Dan from Stupid Dan."
Did you spell it right?
Yeah,
Oh, you missed
oddly
an
enough.
opportunity there.
I know. I really.
So, done. D-U-N. You spelled Dan.
Stupid down.
No, I'm Alex, your fill-in host. PigMonkey couldn't join us today, so it's me, and to my left is
I'm Derek, and my geeky thing this week is really I caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I didn't have a lot of catching up to do because they have sporadic 3-week breaks in between every episode. But I've also been playing Catan almost every night.
Nice.
Which I'm a little late to the game, but I'm having.
So you're
a
playing
blast doing it.
straight Settlers of Catan or one
Regular original because we
So,
we
yeah,
all
it's a Gavin graduated
It's a gateway
to,
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait,
So-
you graduate to City and Knights and
absolutely,
you'll
and
be really
that's
hooked.
that we're already we already intend to do that. We really wanted to get just the original down pat before we started adding extra things. But,
Yeah.
So that's what I've been up to.
Swing by the store. I'll hook you up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's Catan, man. I gotta upgrade. There's like 7 expansions.
Yeah, Cities and Knights is where you want to go next. It does everything, as you're playing Settlers, everything you want to do, like, oh shit, I wish I could remove that guy's road, or I wish I could steal this.
You can-
Cities and Knights lets you do that.
Really?
Like, everything that
So
you're
it's the
thinking as you
douchebags
play.
game.
It's the total douchebags
Oh,
game,
but
and
I'm a
awesome at
douchebag,
it.
so that's why I
I'm
love
really
it.
good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be looking forward to
look at
that.
it.
one.
Yeah.
The
I have a
Barbarians
feeling-
one is good. The Seafarers is good.
I
Seafarers,
like
you get
Seafarers
boats.
a lot, yeah.
But
I like the
you
idea
want to
of-
go Cities and Knights first because it gets your
Does
toe
that
wet.
add extra players?
Yeah,
you
need
can
the,
get expansion
the-
packs.
you
5
need
to
the
6 player expansion
Right,
for pretty
'cause-
much
yeah.
all of them.
I
You
want
don't-
to see the 4 of us
Play Settlers.
play the Cities and Knights expansion.
Oh, yeah.
The game for
Man.
this Catan for douchebags played by all douchebags.
I'll put a table
Yeah.
right in the center, and we'll put the
We
mics
should-
up. We'll have some drinks, and we'll play it.
We
I'm
should have
telling
done
you,
it
man.
tonight. The Valentine's special, Valentine's Day special.
Just 4
the
guys
Geequals play
in love.
Catan.
Playing Catan.
My thoughts on the expansion packs when you get up to 5 and 6 people.
Yeah.
I don't find the game nearly as fun. It
It's
just
not as
takes
fun?
way too long to
What do
come
you
around.
think is ideal?
To your play 4.
4 players
Four,
is-
four is perfect.
Yeah.
Pretty much
Yeah.
optimal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Once
can
you
get
get-
the extra 2 players in there, and it doesn't slow things down too much.
Well, they give you a chance that you can, at the end of everybody's turn, you could build one thing, even if it's not
Yeah,
your turn.
yeah, I
So
heard
it helps
about
it
that.
move a little bit faster, but I just find
See,
you're not as focused.
I'm
when
already
you've got
having
more
a
people.
blast with just 3 and 4 players.
Yeah,
So
it's a great game. Such a good game.
I think that's about optimal for
Yeah.
the game, though. So
Oh yeah, we're still on the names.
yeah,
Derek, I need to know. I'm talking to you. I know you.
lay it on
Who's
me,
to your
sir.
left?
Who's to my left? Oh Jesus, what's his name?
It's not Jesus.
The Lord High
like him.
Yeah.
Gavin Carruthers.
Well,
You introduce yourself. Introduce
I'll
yourself.
introduce my own
Yeah.
damn self then.
Yeah.
I'm Gavin Carruthers, and given that my birthday is coming up soon, I decided to treat myself by spending way too much at RPG drive-thru.
Nice.
When's your birthday?
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
I'm Bill Roach. My geek. Well, I started Battling Boy the other day. Paul Pope's book. Pretty good so far.
Nice.
I'm only maybe a quarter of the way through, and I downloaded Wolf Among Us, but I have yet to play it because I have not had time.
That's
but
acceptable.
number 2, part 2 of the Wolf Among Us is
What's
yelling
Wolf
at
Among
me.
Us?
This is that Fables game we were talking about that Telltale made. They made
Oh,
Walking
right,
Dead
right.
and stuff,
Yep.
and so I played part 1 November, I guess.
Yeah,
And this is part 2, so you play as Bigby, like the big bad
Right.
wolf, and
Nice.
there's an amazing cliffhanger at the end of the first part, which is just killing me that I haven't been able to start the second
Right.
part yet. So I won't give the cliffhanger away. I gave it away once, but if you don't
You know
remember.
what's kind of cool about Steam is now you can say you download games, and you can be like, well, no, I paid for it, then
Yeah.
downloaded it. It's not illegal to say you
Yeah.
downloaded games anymore. Before Steam, really, you download a game,
Yeah.
you probably
You're
got
a
illegal.
pirate.
Now, chances are I get most of my games from Steam, so I download most of my games.
Have you seen
Yeah.
Project Zomboid? Something?
No.
It's really cool. The graphics are crap, but you
That's a good start.
Yeah, but it's incredibly playable, and it's sort of a post-apocalyptic zombie survival, and you have to worry about things like if you get wet, you can catch a cold and die.
That's not the
Yeah,
one that
I've
I was
heard
talking
about
about.
that.
And
Like
any
Project
item
Z?
you drop,
No,
That's Daisy.
you're
Daisy,
talking
that's a
about,
different one. Okay.
different.
Which has
But
which
any
has some
item
pretty
you
big fan
drop
base.
or move
Jay-Z, he's a
stays
rapper, right?
dropped
Yeah,
or moved.
Beyonce,
Like when
Mr.
you leave the
Beyonce.
screen or whatever,
I'm cool
it's
with
still
that.
there. So you'll end up with situations where you're like putting a lot of buckets on the roof and hoping for rain so you won't dehydrate and die.
So it's Survivor Man, the game.
It is Survivor
You're
Man,
less
the
zombie.
zombie.
Plus
Zombie
zombies.
Survivor
Plus
Man.
zombies,
Yeah.
No, I've heard about
That's a
that.
good
I want
pitch.
to play that.
I'm still skeptical about DayZ because I don't
People are
know if I'm
dicks.
100% comfortable with the fact that people are dicks.
Although there's apparently some really, really cool guys who play that game who just like they've already played so long, they are so good at the game. They just walk around
Like
and help
the elders.
people. Yeah, they walk around and help people. There's also people who play the game for forever and are just
Right.
dicks.
Chopping your head off.
So
It's only an online community, this game? I just see it
DayZ,
mentioned on
I
DayZ.
believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I just see it in meme form,
Yeah.
essentially. But
See, I still have that
Those who
bitter
love it,
taste in
love
my
it a
mouth
lot.
from GTA 5 where I log in, I'm like, oh, yay, fun online game. I log in, some asshole named Fuck You 457 comes up, shoots me, takes my car, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to hop off a line where that doesn't happen.
I'm going to play Mario Kart
What
for
bothers
a while.
me is that means there's some asshole 4 or 5. There's
There's
assholes 474
some odd, yeah.
of them before that guy.
Yeah.
Which doesn't surprise me. I'm sure there are 400 plus assholes on GTA 5 at any given time.
But who would
Of
put that
course.
much effort into figuring out how they rank in the
assholes
asshole?
would.
Asshole 399. Oh my god. Asshole 400. No.
Yeah.
Bill, speaking of zombies, I didn't actually say what geeky thing I did this week. There
Oh,
I
yeah.
go fucking out the podcast again.
Oh, man.
Terrible,
Jesus.
terrible job.
Erase this part too, PigMonkey.
Get your shit together, man.
I'm so sorry. My geek stuff this week, I watched Mouth of Madness.
I couldn't. It's not on Netflix anymore.
I downloaded it.
Yeah, from Steam. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steam.
Paid $99.99 for it. Got it to your computer.
I went looking
not
for
how
it.
I remember.
I went looking for
Not
it.
how I
Oh no,
remember.
not,
Is
it's,
it still good?
It's
Does it
good,
hold up?
but it's not exactly how I remember.
I'm not going to have an Event Horizon moment
No,
with it.
no.
No, Event
It's still
Horizon was
interesting, and
epic.
it held my interest, but it was a very John Carpenter,
Yeah.
like not the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That's actually pretty fair.
because the thing was like,
The
hey,
Thing's
I
its-
like John
The Thing's
Carpenter.
its own thing.
Yeah,
But-
that was where he hit his stride.
Yeah.
He had the perfect cast. Just it flowed.
That one's on the podium,
other
and then
movies are-
there's another level of John Carpenter
Yeah.
that's great. Like The Prince of Darkness
Yeah,
is
a lot
a
of
great
fun.
film. There's
And-
a lot of good
and-
stuff, but nothing's.
and
And
nothing's
then there's
the
a level
thing.
below that
The
with
thing-
vampires.
Yeah, vampire.
Yeah.
Spelled with a Y, right? Wasn't it? I
no.
believe.
it was with a money sign.
Even worse.
What was the shit? What was the movie you
Kesha
just
starred
said?
Kesha.
Yeah,
What
pretty
was the
much.
movie you just said?
Prince of Darkness.
Prince of Darkness.
With Alice Cooper.
Yeah, and the
Wait, that wasn't just a music video?
A 90-minute music.
but like
video.
they're all part of his
Universe.
his end of the world trilogy. They call it.
Okay.
Which I mean, if you think of it in that sense, the Thing totally does have a bad ending.
Yeah.
One of them makes it back to society, and it
He copped out.
causes the end of the world.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a great time, good fun, but it wasn't what I remembered it being.
Right.
But I also I've also been watching a lot of Game of Thrones. Finally,
I'm so far
I'm
behind.
halfway through season 2
Are
now.
did that start again?
It's about to.
starting.
Season
So
It's
4
about
in
to
a
start again, so
month or so.
I'm planning on catching up so that I can go to one of those Game of Thrones watching parties that I've been
Ooh.
invited to.
Ooh,
So
social butterfly.
yeah, I know it's fun.
Social butterfly to us is going to a Game of Thrones watching party.
I could never. I'd hyperventilate.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Go with a group of people and watch TV.
There's
Ooh.
literally a girl at work who I can just blackmail by threatening to tell her what happens to Jon Snow. It's
And you know because of the show or because of the books?
I've read all the books.
Yeah, but are you watching the show? I mean,
Oh yeah. As with most HBO series, I wait till the Blu-rays come out, and because I want the extras, I
Yeah.
want the content, and I'd rather watch it all in one go.
yeah.
Than,
All I've seen is the bad lip reading. I don't know if you guys saw the
Yeah, that was
the new
awesome.
bad lip reading of
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
So
Pretty
funny.
incredible stuff.
Yeah,
Makes me want to watch Game of Thrones.
it's a great show. I've only seen
It's
season
fun.
1 though.
So I'm halfway through season 2. It's a good time.
Yeah.
But my big thing this week was the return of Walking Dead.
Woo!
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
First impressions, go.
As an episode of The Walking Dead, didn't care for it. As a standalone piece of 1 hour television and character development, loved it. Beautifully written by Kirkman, but it didn't fit the show. It's like we just left in such unbelievable chaos in November or December, whenever it stopped. And then, I mean, spoiler alert, no bitching, obviously. It's an episode of people walking. You know,
Are they
like
dead?
no, yeah, no.
Some
Some
of
of them were, yeah, some of them were.
Right.
But I don't like Carl. I'm not a big fan of Rick. So a whole episode, you know,
That's interesting.
But what they did, the way that they had Carl's story parallel to Michonne's story, that they were both walking, they both thought they could be alone and they could do everything on their own and stuff. They both obviously found out that they couldn't, and then come back together at the end. Would have been an amazing comic book. Would have been a beautiful
So here's-
story arc in a
here's-
comic book. Part of
Here-
it's from Free Comic Book Day last year.
Let me just say one thing.
You can say more than one.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
say
you.
like
Yeah,
six. man.
PigMonkey's
Fuck
not
it.
here.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Say it honest.
The whole Carl Rick storyline of that episode,
Yeah.
pretty much completely ripped from the comic.
Yeah.
That's not the Free Comic Book Day part.
No, but the Michonne part where
Michonne-
where we find out who her
her past
buddies are.
That was
Yeah.
from the Free Comic Book Day stuff. But the
See, I haven't read that part. The Rick and Carl stuff.
yeah,
I
the
didn't
Rick
know
and
that.
Carl stuff was an episode right after the prison fell to the governor. Rick was really sick, and Carl kind of has to fend for himself. Now, in the comic book, it's a little bit different because in the comic, at that point, he's still like 9,
Yeah.
maybe 10. Now he's like 14, surly teen, whatever.
He's still a friggin' bullet magnet.
He is, but I mean,
This week he's a zombie magnet.
I've got to disagree with you. Like, I was still annoyed with some of the decisions he made, but I mean, if you look at it in the sense of like, and my voice just cracked a moment ago in honor of this. If you look at the
It
fact
has
he's a,
nothing to do with you going through puberty.
but he's a
also
teenager.
a 14-year-old.
Okay.
He's
Oh,
a
it was a
teenager,
tribute. Okay,
right?
I gotcha.
So he's a teen. His brain doesn't. It isn't fully matured. He's going to make stupid decisions when he's walking away from the zombies and he's
Backwards.
not looking behind him. I'm just. What are you do? You can give
Yeah.
them more leeway, and just keep walking until you lose sight of them, and then cut across somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't need to lead them anywhere. Like and
Yeah,
be
he's just
right
being
in
a
front
dumb
of them.
kid.
And
Yeah.
so it's very in character.
And that's what I'm saying. The writing was wonderful. The writing for the characters were wonderful, but for some reason the story just didn't feel like it was
So-
part of the Walking Dead
From
I
the
think it
sounds
was
of
to
it-
reestablish. I think it was to reestablish Rick and Carl.
Like it really, you know what it felt like?
Because Rick and Carl are supposed to be the show.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. It felt like an episode of Lost.
Okay.
Like, especially in Michonne's kitchen, where she's flashing and they're flashing, and all of a sudden they don't have their arms, but she's still in her past outfit
Yeah.
and stuff. And it felt like one of those weird mindfuck episodes
Okay.
of Lost. And I liked the writing. I really liked
Does
they.
Kirkman write most of the series? Or?
No, he's
No.
executive producer, and
He'll do
that's one
the
of the
finales
reasons.
and the comeback from
Yeah,
break.
that's one of the
episodes.
reasons why the comic has hit delays a few times, and especially why Invincible has hit delays a ton.
Yeah.
because his focus is on
I always
the
forget that
comic and Walking Dead the show.
Well, you gotta eat.
Oh yeah, hey.
So, but have you guys found that, like, sometimes when you're kind of like, you seem like you liked the episode, but it made you uncomfortable a little bit, maybe?
I appreciated the art of the episode. I like the way they put it together.
Right.
But I didn't feel it added anything to the Walking Dead
you
universe.
wanted, you wanted
So-
to know
You
what
know?
happened to Judith. You wanted
When
to know
to
what happened
Daryl,
to
like all of that.
Daryl, Yeah,
But I'm all right with that because I loved Lost,
I
and
think
I'm
they have
used
to
to this
tease
kind of
that out,
storytelling. Yeah, I'm used to this
So,
storytelling.
is this the type of thing, like, I haven't seen this episode. I stopped watching Walking Dead a while ago. But, like, this seems like the type of episode that'll be better once you see a couple
Yes.
other episodes.
yes,
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, as a one episode by itself, it was good as a standalone, like you said, but 2 and 3 will make one better.
once you binge on this on Netflix and you watch the episodes, 2 or 3 in a row,
Right.
this one's going to feel perfect.
Right.
It's just going to be like a nice little
I find
palate
that happens
cleanser.
a lot.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when I watch one episode of something or like 2 episodes of a new season, I'm like, it made me uncomfortable, and before I hate it, I'll
Yeah.
stick it out for a little while longer, and then if it continues, then I'm like, no, I definitely hate it. I'm sure
that's
of that.
something I highly appreciate in a show, that they're willing to do these ebbs and flows, you know, that they're willing to slow down. And again, I keep bringing up Lost, but they did it beautifully,
Right.
where it would just be an episode about the Dharma camp, and you didn't see Jack, and you didn't
Yeah.
see Kate, and all of that
World building.
Yeah, they just did it wonderfully. And Walking Dead is starting to test those waters. And this
Do you
was
think
an
they
episode
can not do that?
What do you mean?
Do you think they could have every episode like?
Oh, and think about Burn Notice. Think about any of those kind of cop shows. Like,
Right.
those are all one episode. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right.
Whereas this one was just... There wasn't really a beginning, a middle, or an end, you know? Like,
No, like,
unless you want to
well,
say,
there was some
Rick's
growth.
sick, Rick might be dead, Rick's all
Well,
right.
or like with Carl, like Carl is mad, Carl is silent, Carl is mad, Carl is independent, and then Carl
Yeah.
comes
But it's
to
that
terms
inner
with his
conflict,
shit. Yeah.
as opposed to zombies,
Yeah.
or as opposed to governors shooting tanks.
Could they just
at
go
you
balls
and
out
stuff.
on zombies all the time though?
Wouldn't
No.
want it.
That would ruin the entire concept.
Walking
Yeah.
Dead
That's what I'm
wouldn't want
thinking.
has always been about the survivors, and I mean,
Yeah.
Kirkman has said that, and they even said that in the book. And I think they even said it once
It's on
in
the
the
back
show.
cover of every trade.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he like Rick says, like at one point in the prison when he's losing his mind, he like goes, don't you get it? Don't you see? We are the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Because that's when he realizes, like, once
parallel.
they die, however they die, they come back, and they're waiting.
But it's
die.
also we might as well be dead now.
Exactly,
Because we're doing the same thing over and over. To talk about the art of it again and the execution of it, there was something that took me out of the story as well. Why the hell didn't they go to these towns before? Rick's been shot in the abdomen. He's walking like Frankenstein, and then within a couple.
He was shot in the leg, but punched in the abdomen.
Is that what it was? Okay. Still, he looked like
Yeah, he was
death,
bad.
right? And they walked to 2 separate towns last night, him and Carl.
Yeah.
And they found houses full of food, and they found, and also get a clean shirt for everybody, please. I know they kept looking in closets, and it's like, just take one of those shirts. But same thing, Michonne, she was able to, get around on her own and stuff, and she came back to the jail last night, or this week, I mean, and in 6 months she couldn't find the governor, and the governor was apparently right outside the jail watching them the whole time. It's those little things, like, I can't suspend my disbelief enough to get past those. You know what I mean?
Keep in mind,
I don't hate the show.
it's
I love the
not
show.
Exactly like with Nova Scotia, where there's 2 roads out of Halifax. 3.
Understood.
There's 3 roads. Out of Halifax.
Daryl on his bike. They had the bus. They had all those little Hyundai cars from the commercials and stuff.
Yeah.
They would have found these towns. There's no way Rick walked anywhere that
Maybe
Daryl and Michonne hadn't
maybe
looked through.
they didn't go in that direction because it was closer to Woodbury. You know what I mean?
No, I don't believe you, but that's a pretty good explanation,
just
though,
saying.
off the top of your
I
head.
don't believe you.
That's not bad.
That philosophy, I don't believe you. You son of a bitch.
But you said it with conviction.
Right.
But it's, yeah, I mean, you're right. Maybe they went to what was considered a dead zone before, but give me a line. Just because there are some of us that are watching this a little too closely to be sane, But
I would count myself among those, and
Yeah.
that is an issue. But
the Daryl and Michonne not being able to find the governor since the
but
beginning
keep
of
in
the
mind,
season.
he wasn't with those other people for all that long.
But he was watching them over and
for a
over
little
again.
bit.
Yeah.
He wasn't watching them a whole lot.
I don't know.
It wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah.
He was away doing his own thing, being crazy man for a little while.
Being all
Well, a different kind of crazy
mumbly.
man.
Yeah.
But then
Don't know. That said, the fact that I can pick a show apart this much and still really enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things
Oh
about
man,
Walking Dead.
that's the best.
Yeah.
You know,
There's a lot
because
of
if
good
you
things about it.
analyze the show this closely, and it's pretty easy to come up with a billion things that just make
Oh, yeah.
it fucking blow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And like I do appreciate the kind of mind where you're watching something and you're like Alex was like, well, maybe this happened. That's how I work too. Is like
Yeah, don't
there has
fill
to
in
be
the
an
whole story
excuse to
for me.
this, so I'm gonna make that excuse in my head somehow just to keep this really good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agreed. I hate when things are handed to you. That's the worst kind of television. Or movies. Lucky Number 11. Anybody remember this
Oh
movie?
yeah, I love that
Yeah.
film.
Great movie until the very end where
Yeah.
the director decides, I have to explain to all of you people what just happened in this movie. And they tell the story again. And it's all cut together, and this is who conned this person and stuff. And it just
Can
took me right out of that movie.
I agree with you completely, but I will still watch
insulting.
that movie
It's a
anytime.
great movie, though. Yes.
Mostly because Lucy Liu is probably like number one on my list.
Yeah.
Like
We've talked about Payback on this
what list?
podcast before, right? Lucy Liu has a great
Right,
role.
she was the stripper.
but
Yeah. The call girl, please. Have you seen
sorry.
Payback?
Don't
Yeah.
disrespect
Yeah.
my Lucy Liu.
Apologies, she was a call girl in that. She
my
was the
Lucy
stripper
Liu?
in City of
What?
Industry.
my Lucy
That's
Liu.
right.
Alex's Lucy Liu.
Funny.
If someday I ever have a chance with her and she hears me call her my Lucy Liu from this podcast,
Right.
like
Oh, how upset will you
She'll
be
probably
with
fall in
yourself?
love with you, man.
She's
I'm
probably
saying.
listening.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
send every episode of this to Lucy Liu via email.
Lucy Liu at yahoo.com. At simpatico.ca.
653.
Can I take it aside for a moment, just as somebody who helps people set up their cell phones?
Right.
If anybody out there has a Simpatico or an
Please get rid of
Access Wave or any of those old email addresses, or even a Bell Alliant email, please ditch it and get a Gmail account, please. Or Hotmail or Yahoo.
So you
I
don't like
care.
my Corvette fan 765 at ns.simpatico.ca? What's wrong with that?
First of all,
I love Corvettes.
There were Corvette fans 0 through
Yes.
wow,
Lots of us like Corvettes.
and live in the
Golf Dad,
Maritimes.
golfdad17 at hotmail.com.
That's a whole other thing. But why?
Why? Because Simpatico and Bell emails in general are a bitch to set up correctly on phones.
Smartphones.
Yeah. So I just want to throw that out there.
I did not know
The
that.
only person I know that's still using Simpatico doesn't have a cell phone. So
Thank God. Moving on to the Week in Geek. Kind of exciting news. Age of Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron has started shooting.
yep.
In New
it's
Zealand,
begun.
is that what I saw?
I
On the
think
other
so.
side of the world.
Johannesburg.
Oh, yeah.
So they're
It's almost the same, right? No,
no,
not at all.
It's not America.
I'm really bad at the blue part on Trivial Pursuit. Yeah, that's
So-
not my category.
So they're getting underway, and kind of some exciting news has also come out in the past week regarding Age of Ultron. Apparently, James Rhodes, Rhodey, is going to play a larger part in this film. So,
And it's still Don
Who's he?
Cheadle, right?
yeah,
Don Cheadle. He was
Okay.
War Machine
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the Iron Man movies.
yeah. So
I don't have a problem with that. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
not a fan of him as
raises
an
the
actor.
question: like, is it going to be him personally, like as James Rhodes, or is it going to be him as Iron, maybe Iron Man?
Yeah,
Right.
like is he wearing the silver or is he wearing the red and gold?
So,
Do
Or
we
the
have
red,
a
white, and
problem with
blue.
either
no,
of those?
I have
he's
no
worn the
problem.
Iron Man suit many times
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
the decades.
And Don Cheadle
Yeah.
is kind of badass. I like Don
Yeah.
Cheadle. So
I think it would be exciting to kind of see him develop as a character.
right.
So I don't know. I'm kind of excited for that. Some other major news for that is Paul Bettany, who you may recognize the name.
Mr. Jennifer Connelly.
Yep. Also, voice of Jarvis in all of the Iron Man and Avengers flicks. So if you're wondering, anytime you're watching one of those movies and you're thinking to yourself, God, that voice, it sounds so familiar. It's Paul Bettany.
You know one of my favorite roles of his? A Knight's Tale.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Heath Ledger.
Fantastic
He is
film.
amazing in that movie.
That
That
movie-
whole movie is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I
Which one
I
was
will
he?
watch it. He was the kind of the drunken town crier. He becomes the guy that announces Heath
Chaucer?
Ledger and stuff.
Yeah, Chaucer.
Yeah, Chaucer, exactly right. I forgot that
Drunken
it was,
Town Crier.
Yeah, I forgot that it was actually connected
Wow.
to a real author. But they find him, he's naked and he's drunk, and they take him
Well,
into town
apparently
with them and
in,
stuff.
in the real Chaucer had a bit of a gambling issue, so
Everybody
it
did
wouldn't
back
have been
then.
that far out.
Drugs were free back then, right? They grew on trees.
So I wonder if
anyway,
when they
but-
first casted him to play Jarvis, if they really expected him to eventually take on
Well, yeah,
what's going to end up
that's the
being
thing.
a way
He's
bigger
He's
role.
going
I
to
think
be
they-
Vision,
Right. As
which
well.
is huge.
Well, the Jarvis mentality
Is going
to
to be-
end up in Vision.
So,
Don't they need Wonder Man to get
nope.
Vision?
Well, here's the interesting part of that.
Now, wait. Before I explain this, you know, for the people that don't know, not me, because I know this stuff. Please explain. Please explain to all the dumb people that don't know this stuff, these things.
You know what? Derek, for those dumb people,
Right.
And they are
And
dumb.
please look me in the eye.
they're horribly dumb. Yeah, horribly
Fuck
dumb.
you guys.
yeah.
They're not dumb.
He was a B-list Avenger.
Hey!
He was a West Coast Avenger.
He was a
Who, Wonder Man?
synthezoid.
Yeah.
No. We're talking about Vision.
Vision.
Oh, I thought he was asking about Wonder Man.
No, Vision.
Yeah, that story.
Yeah, I mean
Wonder
Vision.
Man's not going to play into the movie whatsoever. by the
Vision-
sound of
Vision?
things.
Why should I?
Vision is, I mean, in regular moviegoer parlance,
Right.
Remember Data?
Yeah.
Basically Data,
Yeah,
but way more advanced.
Right.
Uh,
But where
kind
does
of-
he come from?
I've always thought of him as Marvel's version of Martian Manhunter. They kind
Yeah.
of play the same role. The
Yeah, I can see
like
that.
So
perfectly
does Jarvis
straight,
just
smart.
get a body?
well, in the comics, he was a creation of Ultrons.
Right.
So Hank Pym in
Hank
the
Pym,
comics
okay.
created Ultron.
Right.
Ultron decided to try to destroy humans.
Right.
Created Vision, who originally was against the Avengers.
Right.
And then, like, he was imprinted with the soul of Wonder Man.
Right.
And, decided to fight for good. Tra-la-la-la-la. Like, that's it. So, there's your fucking movie.
Right.
But, so it's going to be a little different in these
Until
movies.
Avengers
Maybe.
Assembled, which was a whole other thing.
Yeah. So Vision is he's termed a synthezoid.
Right.
He is a hyper advanced android, basically.
Right. But is it
That
Jarvis?
feels.
Like,
No,
does,
not in
does
the
it have
comics.
anything to do with coming from Jarvis, or is
Not
it just
in
the
the
same?
comics.
Jarvis
voice
in the
actor?
comics
Is a
originally
person.
is a real person.
Right.
He's the little British butler that took care of
See, I didn't know
Avengers
that. I
Mansion,
only know him as
But
the
now,
machine.
now everyone thinks of him as the Hal,
Right.
Or not Hal.
Right.
The
Hal works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking David, but that's the other guy. Vision also looks super
Zordon.
awesome. I'm showing Derek a picture of Vision. Google it now. He's just a super awesome design,
Right.
and it hasn't really changed.
No, yeah.
No, not much. And he
So what is he? What are his powers
fly.
besides being fucking like?
He
can
can
fly.
he's
He can become intangible.
Yep.
Intangible is his big thing.
Really?
So he
Yeah.
can stick his hand inside of you, and then make his hand hard again, and
Oh,
kill you
shit.
that way. Yeah, he's badass.
He's a tough guy,
Yeah.
and like he's
So is
one
he,
of the
he's
top-
is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Yeah.
he starts off as a bad guy,
Right. I
and
was gonna say because how badass he is makes him sound like he should be a bad guy. It
Yeah.
sounds like it would take like 7 good guys. to
well,
do
again,
this
because
dude.
Ultron created him,
Right.
and so
But he's heavy on the morals.
Yeah.
He's heavy on his ethics
Yeah.
are very, very strong.
All right.
I
Like
think
he
it's
would
always
he would
bothered
not.
me about the whole Pym Ultron thing. Was we've more or less forgiven him for creating this robot that wants to destroy humanity, but when he was mentally unstable, he smacked his wife once,
I
and we
know.
cannot put that.
And we keep writing
that
articles
was
about it.
a writer and artist miscommunication.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes,
So like a writer and an artist didn't communicate properly, and somehow Hank Pym
Hank
smacked
Pym
his
is
wife.
it was supposed to be
Womanator.
he like waves his hand and she goes
makes
away.
Her, like,
Yeah,
get the fuck
shoo,
out of here.
woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Which isn't any like okay.
It's still not
it's a little
great.
better.
Yeah.
It is a little better.
Yeah.
Objectively, it's better than hitting, but
But
it's still dismissive.
that's a shitty miscommunication.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say.
It's like a dude starting a KKK. And it's like, no, it's supposed to be KFK. What? No.
I wanted to open a KFC.
Or like a guy saying to a business partner, like a guy who's going to bankroll the plan, and the guy who's going to roll it out. All right, I want to create a gentleman's club, and he meant like a place for gentlemen to go
There
and
you
drink
go.
scotch
With
and
thermonicals
smoke
and-
cigars.
yeah.
Oh, and then it turns into Ralph's place.
Right.
So like heavy miscommunication there.
Well, trying to open a gentleman's club in Dartmouth.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Couldn't
gentlemen.
find any gentlemen. Yeah.
You were starting
There's
at a low
like
point.
3.
They were busy.
I've counted them.
They were busy. So,
And they're all in
okay,
this room.
so
Ha-ha.
to recap, we've got Jarvis, the computer from the mansion, from Tony Stark's mansion, is going to end up inside the Vision's body at some point
Yeah.
in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So Ant-Man is not going to play a part in Ultron.
They say no, but again,
I tend to believe it because
Michael
he's outside
Douglas.
this universe.
no.
Oh, the Michael Douglas connection.
Michael Douglas was cast as Hank Pym.
Yeah.
And
So-
for the Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
And I stand by my prediction that Michael Douglas is going to appear in an after credits portion
Yeah.
or at some point. Like for the whole movie they'll say we don't know what happened here. And okay, maybe Ultron will be a result of all those destroyed Iron Man armors from the end of Iron Man 3.
Right.
But I do think that Hank Pym will have a part in it somehow.
Okay.
I think he works for S.H.I.E.L.D., and it was some of his stuff that Tony stole on the helicarrier in Avengers 2.
And it was bastardized.
Yep.
And that led
pretty
to Ultron. I like that.
Yeah.
But I will stand by this until I'm proven wrong. Hank Pym, Michael Douglas had a part in it.
Okay, so how do we work James Spader into Ultron? Ultron's never been human.
Well,
And they say...
He's not going to be human.
Here's-
is he?
Well, they
here's-
said that he's going to have more than a voice role.
so yes, James
So is
Spader's,
he the guy that picked up the Iron Man pieces and put them together?
Here's my guess. James Spader
We'll open a Stargate.
hasn't been doing
Pull out Ultron.
hasn't been doing a whole lot lately. Okay? He will answer a Craigslist ad that is posted by Ultron.
He's been doing Blacklist. He's
Are
doing fine.
looking for M, so robot looking for man. Need human counterpart to
To wear your skin on
or
special
just
evenings.
to do my bidding. Please reply to the above email.
So that's
no
where they get-
spam, please.
That's where they get their henchmen, Craigslist.
That's I assume so.
Why not?
Or
Yeah.
Kijiji.
I always figured Kijiji, yeah.
Kijiji has more play around here. In the States, Craigslist is kind of the shit. So they'll probably use Craigslist for the movie. But
Looking for a goon?
that's another of my patented predictions for the film.
Yeah, I don't like that
No, in all honesty, I mean, he's
They'll probably just use him for the motion capture model.
kind of like
see, that's an interesting
Vision,
yeah,
you know.
like
Because in that way he's
Yeah, they say
going to
more
sync
than-
up more with the...
more than just voice. You're right. That could be it. We don't.
I'm really hoping they do the Scarlet Witch Vision romance eventually.
Well, yeah. I was wondering
well,
that
less
myself.
creepy than the Scarlet Witch Quicksilver romance from
Yeah,
that was
Ultimates.
the ultimate.
Ultimate, that doesn't count.
We don't
Yeah.
talk about the ultimate.
Wrong universe.
You don't talk about
That
the
universe
Ultimates.
is dying. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Literally.
done.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that Marvel's going to use the title for their kids line now.
Really?
Yeah,
Ultimate?
yeah.
Well,
That
that
would surprise
will
me.
make
Which-
back issue boxes tricky for parents.
A little bit.
A bit of a minefield.
Mommy, can I have this issue of the Ultimates?
No.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a number one? Okay, sure.
Wait,
Yeah.
why is Pietro looking at fuck, what's Scarlet
Wanda?
Witch's name? Wanda. Jesus Christ.
No, not...
Okay,
that's
I'm
her
off.
middle name.
I'm off the podcast. I can't
Yeah,
remember her
PigMonkey.
name.
Yeah, even I
Tighten
knew
that
that.
Why don't you just go back to talking about Spider-Man?
Okay.
I got nothing on
I
Spider-Man
got
this
nothing
week.
on Spider-Man this
Yeah,
week.
there was
either.
no
There's a new
announcements.
issue this week.
I'm still one or two behind.
I-
I know. Go ahead. You owe me a spoiler
I'm
if,
not
if
gonna
you've got
spoil
one,
anything.
because
I'm
I
not
gave
gonna spoil
you.
anything.
I hit you with the Deadly Foes one a couple weeks ago.
I'm not going to spoil anything for you.
Fine, we'll talk about my comic books then.
What are you reading? I
well-
need new comics. I need new comics on my pull list.
Alex and I have mentioned Lazarus before,
Yeah.
Great.
and that just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
The last issue I read was just... It was
What number are they at?
I don't
6 or
even-
7.
Yeah, see, that's a trade one for
Yeah,
me.
it, definitely wait for the trade, but it was the perfect story. It was
Yeah.
like I finished it, I flipped back, I read it again, then I went through the letter page.
That was me with Saga.
Yeah.
When I first read Saga, it's like I got to read that immediately.
And the first letter they published in the letter page was a guy complaining about the book.
Yeah.
They actually published a complaint, and then they're like, "Yeah, this book's clearly not for you."
See, you would like Spider-Man. Their letter
that
page
doesn't
is
sound
all
right.
complaints. Their letter page, they'd rather print complaints.
That's cool. That's
Because
cool.
they're making so
funnier.
many changes. Yeah, right.
yeah,
exactly.
They've
They
done
want to
some
be
good
able to
stuff with
say,
Spider-Man over the years, though, and
Yeah.
they've taken some real risks with Spider-Man
Yeah.
over the years, and for the most part, the fans will folloll it because
yeah.
they've got a lot
But they
invested,
love
and they
publishing.
generally do it okay.
They love publishing the letter. I'm never buying another Spider-Man again. And they'll publish that every time because it makes the guy buy it because his letter's in the editor's page. So
Clever.
Oh, yeah. I guess
Why
I
are
have
we
to get
pandering
this
to
one.
The people who like us.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. I don't read comics, so I'm a bit of a loser.
I'd like to say I'm proud that I brought that back around to Spider-Man. By the way,
That was well done.
Go ahead.
But I have seen a lot of people.
as far as lines go, that was well crossed.
Oh, lame. Please, you don't read comics.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Derek has the floor.
I
PigMonkey.
saw some people tweeting about a new Miss Marvel comic that
Oh
started.
my, yes.
And
Yeah,
I didn't read it yet.
And
but-
I don't know anything about it,
haven't
but
seen it
people are
yet
saying
either.
it's really fucking good.
Hey, Firefly came out today too, didn't it?
Yep.
The
Yeah,
new Firefly. We saw the character, the Ms. Marvel character, 3-4 months ago,
Yeah.
and it caused a little bit of a stir. But yeah, I read great
I've
things.
just saw tweets
I read
from
really
people
good
saying
things
like
about
it's
it.
worth checking out.
She's a Muslim girl.
Oh, that was that story.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
cool with
So
that.
the issue actually hit.
But they're not beating you over the head with it anymore. Like once you get past the press thing, she's a character.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And
good. They
they're-
shouldn't.
By all accounts, doing it remarkably well.
Well, there's no reason for it to be a thing.
No,
So I mean,
No, but I mean, you shouldn't ignore it either because it's part of the
no,
character.
exactly. But like, it's the same as when they're. And again, as a white male, hey, I don't get it. Like, I can't. I can do my best to accept and understand other people's situations, blah blah blah. And
I'm a white male, age 18 to 49.
Exactly.
Listen to me.
So
but like for me to say, yeah, move on. Like I want to know that it's a good story.
yeah,
Okay, that does hold a little bit of merit, but I don't know what it's like to be a young Muslim girl who might be into comic books but say to themselves, wait, why is there no character for me? So for that reason, hey, it's great, get the word out there, tell people that there is that character, but then after it's there,
Just
shut
leave
up
it
about
there
it
and
and
let
tell
it
the
be.
fucking story.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And that's good that they're doing
and apparently,
No,
like
absolutely.
maybe
Yeah.
they're not, but like I'm just reading now that it says that like this is selling. It's number one on all of Marvel's like digital download lists and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. I'm
That
actually
doesn't
looking at a
surprise me.
top 10 list right now, and it goes Miss Marvel's number 1, Hawkeye's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Hawkeye is a
amazing.
great
I
book.
think Black,
Really?
I think
Excellent
Black
book.
Widow might knock the seventh Hawkeye out there eventually.
8th is
Yeah.
New Avengers Volume 3, 9 is Loki, Agent of Asgard, and 10 is Wolverine. I didn't know Hawkeye was like
Yeah,
because
there's-
I don't
his
know much
comic
about
is
comics.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They may as well
Or-
stop calling it Hawkeye and just call it Matt Fraction's Hawkeye.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's
And we're only 15,
So
16
good.
issues into it, too.
Yeah.
Right.
2
And
trades, and the
2
third one
trades,
comes out
yeah.
in a month.
and it's just a humanizing view of a character that should be a B-list Avenger. You should
Yeah,
not give a
exactly.
rat's ass about Hawkeye. He's not even Captain
See,
America.
and I don't
good.
because I only watch the movies. So when I see
Yeah.
the fact that fucking 2 through 7 are on the bestseller list or Hawkeye, I'm like, I'm missing something that
Yeah.
the movies aren't telling
It's
me.
like an AMC television show. It's just like,
Right.
it slows his story down, and he's dealing with just his neighbors and
Yeah.
stuff. It kind of
That's
reminded
pretty
me
cool.
of the Punisher, that the Garth Ennis Punisher, the first one that he went around
Yeah.
with Mr. Blimpo and
What
stuff.
else did Garth
It's
Ennis do?
humanizing.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have waited on that.
He did the Pro.
The Pro, yeah. Also,
No, that wasn't the
And,
one. There was something else.
The Boys. The Boys.
No,
that was
no,
fantastic.
there was something else.
Operation Bollocks. That was his.
Yeah,
Guys,
he did
Preacher?
Dicks.
Gravel.
Preacher.
Guys,
Gravel.
guys,
Oh,
Preacher.
guys, we're
Gravel.
not going in
No,
the
he didn't
direction
do
I want
Gravel.
you to.
No,
Guys,
sorry.
Warren
he
Ellis did Gravel.
Sorry, he did Wormwood. Wormwood.
I think we might be working at crossed purposes here.
Hey! That's the only one I know.
Purposes.
Well, what do you
Nice.
mean cross purposes? I don't follow.
That's
So what
getting
else?
edited
There's
out.
a Black Widow
Yeah.
movie that's been confirmed as of
Yep.
what, this week?
Yeah, actually, just today I saw that. They're not saying too much about it, but that they have it in the works.
Who's
Right.
writing it?
Again, it's in the works.
Yeah.
They're saying.
Yeah.
So they want to do a.
Is
feature
that
film.
scary?
I'm fine with it if they do it like a spy film, like
They
a
won't.
la, like well, not spy, like do
Spy
do
Kids, maybe.
Do a Born Identity. Do a Born
Like
Identity.
a super
with her.
spy.
Yeah, like super CIA or whatever. I mean, they can't really do KGB unless they like really want to do the fact that she was born in the '60s and then like frozen or whatever.
Backstory to your ass. I'm okay with that.
Have her be like she spent most of her days in like cryogenic freezing or whatever.
Or they could just have her trained by former KGB or whatever.
That too.
Well, no,
like
they've-
who
we've
want to
said
like
her-
overthrow, like upset the status quo. Shit, you and I should write this fucking movie.
I'm
What's
down.
her secret identity? She's got an obviously Russian name, right?
Natasha Romanov.
Romanov.
Yeah. And they've
Because
said it
any
on
You'll
Russian,
never know
because
her
any
secret
Russian
identity.
woman in
Yeah.
comic books is going to have the last name Romanov.
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
and the first name Natasha.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
For what it's worth,
Yeah.
I saw an
Was it
Olympian
Nikita?
named Seaman Kalishnikov. I think it was close
That
enough.
sounds
His first name was
terrifying.
Seaman.
That's something that
Yeah.
would be in
The hell
Crossed.
kind of movie are
Yeah,
you watching?
It was the Olympics.
Oh,
No,
That
he's
is-
an
that is
Olympian
something
named
that would be
Seaman.
in the cross.
Yeah.
Because they jizz on their bullets and then shoot them.
Yeah.
One time.
Seaman.
They do it all the time.
It's only been shown.
Are they
one time.
gonna do this thing where they go, oh,
It's only been shown one time. That's enough for me.
Yeah.
I think I only need to see it one time.
it doesn't show until there's
Sorry,
two.
Derek. It's like,
a
wait, that
courtesy.
just registered.
They do it multiple times, but they
Yeah.
only show it once as a
That's
courtesy
right.
to the viewer.
Because Garth Ennis is just
Because
that kind of
courtesy
guy.
to the viewer has been a big thing
Yeah.
across. So, look, I'm
well, they
stuck
didn't do a
now.
close up of the one of the guy raping the dolphin blowhole, so
I thought we were gonna avoid rape without PigMonkey here, but that whatever.
And Garth Ennis is writing it again, so
Yeah, that's funny.
They're not going to take this movie and go, here's a female lead.
and here's some boobs.
No, not even. But here's one for girls that don't like comics. But she's strong and she's badass. Are they gonna fuck it up?
Here's
Are they
here's my problem. I've never bought Scarlett Johansson as a superhero. She just
not
doesn't.
at all.
I don't.
it's because she's pigeon-toed, isn't it?
Yes,
she
exactly.
pigeon-toed?
I don't
She's
even
actually
know.
pigeon-toed,
I don't know
yeah.
what that means. Actually, what does
It's
pigeon-toed
when
means?
you-
Sounds like something my grandfather would call me.
You walk like this, like you,
Oh yeah,
I was pigeon toed.
that works well on the podcast like this.
But
It's not a
she's
visual
not.
medium.
She's not scary enough because she's so
Fucking
sexy.
Google it.
But she's
She's
not
too small.
Yeah, but
She's
she
so-
doesn't have to be sexy for the way they've
She
rolled the character.
has to be sexy.
Okay, fair enough.
Scarlett
She
Johansson.
doesn't have to be She doesn't have to be scary for the way they've rolled the character out in the
Right.
movie so far, where
Yeah.
she's sort of the intelligence interrogator.
Right.
So they can definitely work with this.
Right.
Now,
I don't know if
unfortunately,
I see
can
her
you
as
have
tough,
an
though.
an intelligence interrogator manipulator as your main character? That's tricky because you are stuck in this situation where we don't understand what she's saying or doing or really leading
No.
up to.
I don't know.
I remain cautiously optimistic. It's so early in the process.
Well, at this point, Marvel's been
They haven't
I
let
have
us
no
down.
reason to
Solid.
doubt them. I
Yeah,
have
they
no
haven't let us
reason to
down
doubt
lately.
this
for sure.
incarnation of Marvel movies has been solid enough that I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
them. Yeah, there's no reason to doubt them at whatsoever.
Did you guys see the Lego version of the new Winter Soldier trailer?
No,
No.
Is there already a Winter Soldier Lego action figure out?
Oh
No,
God, I don't think so. Not yet.
No.
They'll roll that out closer.
Has
to
anybody
movie
seen the
time.
movie? The Lego movie?
No, not
It's
yet.
supposed to be amazing.
I
It's
wanted
got like
to.
98%
I've
on
heard
Rotten
it's
Tomato
good.
and stuff.
There's no reason for it to not be amazing.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Well,
on
any
the
movie with
must-see
Batman
list.
in it, except for Batman and Robin.
Except for Batman Forever.
Except Batman Forever.
No, I don't think. There's so many other characters,
Sorry.
female characters that I would have liked to have seen before Black Widow get a movie. We kind of wrap that topic.
Yeah.
So this will be the edit point.
Sorry,
No,
Pig
it's
Monkey.
fine. I was just curious if you guys, as more comic book fans than I am, more of the comic book movie fan, thought that Black Widow would end up being a good movie. I would love to see it as a good movie. I just don't.
We all
So
decided-
far,
Yeah?
Marvel's been solid enough straight through
Right.
with this new series of movies that I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want
Right.
to see the Nick Fury movie. I want to see. Obviously, I want to see the new Captain America movie because Winter Soldier is a favorite of mine.
I was kind of not all in on that first one. Like
On the
it was
first
okay.
Captain America?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
It was good, but like I see the trailer for the next one. I'm like, oh my god, that's
No,
what I want.
I'm actually with you. I wasn't all in on that, but it tied in nicely to the Avengers movie because
Right.
that series of movies like Iron Man 2, Captain America, and Thor were all really just kind of trailers for the Avengers movie.
They were just fish out of water movies with
See,
different characters.
I
in
thought
them.
that same thing about Thor. I haven't seen Thor 2 yet, but I hear Thor 2
It's really good.
is really good.
I liked it.
And from what I see of Winter Soldier, it looks really good. And I like the first ones, but I think I'm going to like the second ones more, and that's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
I think they built up enough momentum that people are going to follow it.
Right.
And the trailers I've seen for Captain America Winter Soldier really lead me to think that they're going another way with it. Instead of the superhero, he's going back to the super spy.
I just see him like on Earth in like fighting like he seems like it's not so
Cartoony?
yeah, it's not so cartoony. It's more realistic and kind of
That's exactly what I'm saying.
and
Yeah.
I kind of like that. It's
Yeah.
Second movies are good, man. Think about The Dark Knight with the Joker with
Yeah.
Heath Ledger,
Spider-Man
Spider-Man 2 with Doc Octopus.
Even
Aliens.
X-Men too.
Yeah,
With the aliens.
yeah. Which one? Oh yeah,
Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it really fucks up at
When
3,
the aliens
right?
finally come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 is always the
But then
tough
Iron,
part.
like
That's why we
Iron
won't
Man
get
3
Half-Life
was
3.
a stronger movie than Iron Man 2.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Was
I don't
that because of maybe
That's
casting though?
Maybe.
What's his name?
I think it's-
wrestler guy. That's pretty
I think
cool,
it was
wasn't
because they weren't going like, "Hey, look, there's an Avengers movie coming out."
Yeah.
Wrestler guy from Iron Man 3.
The
No,
guy
he
with
was
the
in Iron-
laser
He was
whips.
in an Iron Man 2.
He was in Iron Man
Yeah.
too.
That was our.
Oh,
What-
Mickey Rourke. I
Mickey
was
Rourke.
trying to think of an actual wrestler
Have
that
you-
was
do you guys
in
watch... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
No, do you guys watch the little vignettes, the Marvel shorts?
Bits and pieces once in a
Yeah.
while.
No.
Did you watch Agent Carter?
Yep.
Oh my god.
As in Sharon Carter, who
Yeah.
shot
Yes.
Captain America.
Well, no, it's
Oh, one
The-
little slip up whenever it was.
She was being mind controlled.
It was an
As in
artist-writer
the-
conflict.
yeah, exactly.
The Elder
He's
Carter.
supposed to dust his ear.
The Elder Carter.
Yeah.
Who was the,
Oh,
the love interest
yeah,
in
yeah,
Captain
yeah.
America, the first Avenger.
Yeah.
Peggy, yes.
Peggy Carter.
Peggy Carter. Agent Carter, it takes place like right after the Second World War. She's an agent in an American field office for it's not SHIELD, but it's like CIA or whatever.
Yeah.
Something leading up to Shield.
Yeah.
OSS or
And
whatever.
she's
Predecessor.
like, she's just doing her shit. It's amazing.
I know, right?
It was really, really good.
I would watch that show.
And that's what everybody's saying. Like, that's what SHIELD should have
How
been.
long is this
It
vignette?
should have, like 15 minutes.
Oh man, I'll
Like,
be looking
it
at
should
that
have
tonight.
been its own thing. Now, there's another vignette, Hail to the King, which stars Ben Kingsley.
Oh yes, this is the one
I
I saw.
haven't
We
seen
talked about
that.
it.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I thought we were talking about
Is that the
other
one where
day.
they tease out that there might actually be a Mandarin?
I
that he
haven't
might
seen it.
actually be the evil genius?
And that's the
been
thing
putting
that I've
it
been
on.
saying since day
Yeah.
fucking one.
Yeah.
Well-
Well, day 4.
Day
Clearly, you're ahead of the curve with your Marvel.
When it comes to the Marvel movies, I am on point.
So,
Oh,
Carter-
they're listening to the podcast. That's the only that's the only way that
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly.
Shit, this guy had it. Like he said, he should have been the villain.
Send him a
Well,
t-shirt.
yeah.
The
Marvel,
Carter.
if you're listening,
No.
please just send me a T-shirt.
This is Marvel. They send no prizes.
Yeah, that's right. An empty envelope.
Marvel, if you're listening, please just keep making me write. I will continue to write your. I will storyboard your ideas with my ramblings. Just keep doing it
Just
well.
keep doing it. Is Peggy Carter Sharon Carter's mother?
In the traditional Marvel,
Universe.
Universe,
but we don't
yes.
see any of that. There's nothing hinted at in this little
in this
vignette.
Marvel universe, she'd have to be Sharon Carter's
Grandmother.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Math again. Interesting.
Well,
no,
we
I'll be
don't know.
looking
I mean,
for.
the
I'll be
Infinity
looking for
Formula
that
is floating
tonight.
around.
Yeah. I was gonna say Lazarus Pool. Wrong universe. My 4-year-old would
Get
have
your
just
shit
yelled at me
together.
there. I was like, Papa, that's DC.
Did your kid actually say, "Get your shit together"?
Yeah, he calls it poop, but it's a
Get
funnier
get
word.
Your poop in a
It's a
group.
funnier word. Yes.
That's good because it rhymes.
Poop in a group. That's gonna catch on.
You're welcome.
PigMonkey, we just named this episode. Poop in a group. What's else? What else on the week of geek? We haven't really gotten to it
oh,
much
wow.
this
That's
week.
right. We're talking about
spun.
Marvel.
There was a couple
Wow,
of
we had
things that I
control.
really liked.
one
Let's
of
talk
the-
about Gotham.
Well,
Gotham.
I was.
So, it's not a cartoon,
I don't know.
Two different shows.
really?
You're
Okay, you
confusing
talk
two
about
shows.
Gotham, Gavin. I saw that too. It looked
Yeah.
great.
Gotham. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I really not loving this concept of the origin of Gotham. Everything else is okay. We got Harvey Bullock. That's going to be cool.
Donald
Tom-
Logue. Donald Logue as Harvey Bullock is a
Yeah.
fantastic choice.
That's a good choice. 'cause
Love
he's
that actor.
Got the physicality.
Yeah.
I can see it.
And everything he's in. He was in this horrible sitcom where it was like the dad and the mom and the kid. They had kids too young or whatever. It had the word life in it. Anybody? No? There's a neighbor.
Every sitcom ever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's exactly it. But he was fantastic in it. I just remember always
Low
loving
life, grounded life, grounded life.
Grounded Life.
Grounded
That's what it
for
was.
life.
Grounded for life. That's what it was. The redheaded
Grounded for
daughter.
life, yeah.
And the weirdo that lived next door who was
I
on
Googled
Community
it.
recently. Where was I going with that?
that you.
So
you
Batman's
Love
not-
Donald Logue.
Yeah.
Batman's not going to be
The
in
Tao
Gotham.
of Steve. Bruce Wayne is going to be in it, apparently.
Yeah.
But I mean, he shouldn't be
So
for
is
long.
this
Yeah,
the
'cause
Agents of Shield of DC?
I fear it might be.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
fear it
more
might
the clone.
No, they
high
did do
of
that.
DC.
They did do
I would
that,
watch that.
animated
Hells
Batman Year One sort of thing, where Gordon was just an unstoppable badass. And I think they're trying to capitalize on the success of that. So, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to watch it because
I just want a Gotham City Central.
Yeah,
well, who doesn't?
not gonna happen.
Show me Gotham City Police Department.
I want the cops that are actually pissed off when they have to throw the bat signal.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
God damn it.
never
Yeah.
actually show Batman.
Yeah.
Just have him as a presence, but like have the cops having to deal with like Victor Saz.
Yeah.
Like Batman's off dealing with the Joker.
But also,
shit
like
and
you're
the
saying,
mafia
like
and
not
shit.
wanting to throw the signal, like having that hang over them, so they're
Yeah.
all really grumpy. It's like, fuck, we got to
In
solve
the
this
Gotham legal
in
system,
12 hours.
there are
or
three
else-
separate,
Yeah.
equally important
Right.
groups.
Yes,
The
exactly.
police that craft the criminals, the prosecutors,
the Batman.
and the goddamn Batman.
Yeah. Oh
Fuck,
man.
yeah, Gotham Law and Order. Oh
Do you
my
think-
god, it would be awesome.
You should get your people at DC to listen to this podcast
Yeah.
I
too,
don't have
because it's
people
working
in DC
really well
'cause
for
they're
Marvel.
They
So
just canceled my last. Well, they're about to cancel my last DC title.
Which
which one's that?
Animal Man.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
That sucks.
What issue did they get to?
I think
Ooh, 30?
27 or
Yeah, yeah.
28
Yeah,
are going to be
up
the
there.
last issue. One of those.
See, that it kind of makes me. Is it going to be wrapped up though, or is it just
Yeah.
going to be left hanging?
They've had
Maybe wrap it
plenty of warning on this one.
I'm
so-
all right on this one because it means now I'm going to go finally buy the trades because I love Animal
It's like
Man. but I haven't
Resurrection
read
Man.
any of
They
this
just
yet.
keep killing it.
Yeah.
It's such a good book. It's just nobody reads it. It's,
And I don't understand
part of
why.
the problem,
'cause
I
It's one of the
understand.
most solid.
Thanks, Bill.
Yes.
It's under the Dark Umbrella, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the most solid titles in the Dark
Well,
Umbrella.
he's
Jeff
gonna be
Parker that's
joining
writing
a
it?
Team. No, it's
Who's writing it? Milligan?
no.
I'll just start naming people.
Yeah, the
PigMonkey?
Canadian
Shakespeare?
underwater welder, Jeff Lemire.
Thank
Oh
you.
right. Yes. Sweet
Thank
Tooth
you.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what team is he going to be joining?
I don't know.
Because when Frankenstein folded, he joined the Dark.
I hope he doesn't join Justice League Dark. I hope he fucking forms his own team.
Well,
You
what
guys
about
have read
Justice
the-
League Canada?
You guys have read the original Animal Man
Oh, yeah.
stuff, the Grant Morrison stuff. I mean,
Oh
right?
hell yeah!
Yeah, that stuff's
Amazing.
so amazing. So
I was
good.
too young to fully appreciate it when I read it
too.
the first time.
Yeah, and then I just reread it again about 5 years ago, and just that whole fourth wall stuff.
It's like
is,
yeah,
I don't think I knew how to read when that came out.
I don't think you were
High
born
school
yet,
was a
bitch.
tough time for me.
You had the worst grade
Well,
11 English teacher.
Funny, going back and looking at things like you were saying you went back and watched Mouth of Madness again,
Yeah.
and it wasn't as awesome as you remember it.
Yeah.
I have been going back through my old Heinlein novels.
Your old what, sorry?
Heinlein, Robert A. Heinlein.
Nice.
And there was so much stuff that I missed when I read those in high school.
So good though.
Oh my god, yes.
Starship Troopers is still one of my favorite books.
It's
of
a
all time.
solid read. Friday remains one of mine. One of my favorites.
I enjoy Curious George Goes into Space.
Have space travel. Have space too.
Will travel,
That's,
yeah.
that's a good one.
Starman Jones.
I haven't read that one.
It's one of his youth ones, so it's fairly not dirty, given Heinlein's predilections.
He was good though. Good books.
Oh yeah, the
That's
Moon
one
is a
thing we
Harsh
don't really
Mistress.
talk a whole lot about on this show. Books, like real books.
I don't have time for them anymore.
No, I hear
wish
you.
I did. But I've got a stack. There's 4 or 5 sitting on my side table in the bedroom that
Well,
like
I,
Neil Gaiman's new one. I can't believe I would normally have read that in the first night I had it.
Fortunately,
And I
the
haven't
milk.
No, it's oh shit, put me on the spot. It'll come to me. But anyway, the point is that comic books are bust for me
Yeah,
right now. It's
I
like
hear ya.
15-minute reads, and I am good. Unfortunately,
well, I have
children.
a
It's the
45
kids.
Oh, I've heard that, but I've got
It's
a
the kids.
45-minute bus ride to and from work, so I just plow through my novels. Then.
I miss
I've been
my big
using-
bus
I've been
rides.
using that to get me through Game of Thrones, The Wire, Mouth of Madness. Although it's a little awkward when I'm watching Game of Thrones and it's like, and now here's some sex with whores. And I use the term with the utmost respect for people in the trade,
Sex.
but in the show it's sex with whores. So yeah, so it's just like watching this on the bus. Enjoy this, lady next to me. It's just okay. It's I don't know. It's fun, but yeah, it's
I'm just envisioning Alex on the bus going, "Wow, that Joffrey's a dick, huh?"
Yeah. It's the equivalent of reading 50 Shades, man.
Have you seen the show?
Up to the end of season 2.
The when he gets the birthday present from
Yeah, that was in season 2.
Fuck.
All I'm saying is, I'm
Red Wedding?
waiting. No,
He gets.
I'm waiting for Joffrey's wedding.
He gets a naming. He gets a naming or a king's naming gift from his uncle,
Right.
the imp, and it's 2 prostitutes in his room, and he then has one beat the other one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think to death.
Nah,
No, not to death, but
within
close.
an inch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe in the books it was to death. In the show they implied that it was just
No, they didn't.
horrific.
That I don't recall that scene in the book at all. Actually,
horrific.
That is
they're on
a horrible
with the TV
joke.
show. They're on a very truncated timeline, so they have to really get their points in quick.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the
So
whole.
you guys are talking about not having time to read books.
But we watch a shitload of TV.
Yeah, no, but what kind of books do you mean as comic book fans? What do you mean? Do you mean just
the Neil Gaiman one is a good example. Was it The Ocean at the End of the Lane? Is that what you said?
No, I said,
no.
Fortunately, the milk.
Oh, right. Yes, I haven't read that
I
one.
don't
but
think
the
any of us
Ocean
are
at the End of the Lane
actually
is the
caught
new
up
one.
on our weekly pull list.
Oh no, I'm two and a half years. I have not read an issue of Wonder Woman's 52 since it came out. I've got every one of them. It's been on my pull list,
And we're
since
comic
it came
book
out
fans.
2.5 years ago.
Okay,
I'm
so-
a year and a
that's
half
before
behind
we
on the
even-
boys. Still.
That's before we even discuss novels.
Yeah.
But a year and a half behind the series ended a year and a
Yeah, I
half
know.
ago.
No, well, I'm very far behind still. I got back into it because of you guys, and then I took a break because Spider-Man got so
right.
good. But, Neil
your
Gaiman
shit
novels
together.
I love. I will read Neil Gaiman short stories at the drop of a
Did you
hat.
read the Graveyard Book?
No, but I have it. Again, I
Read
just got
it.
this stack,
It is
man.
one of the best books I've ever read.
Worst Neil Gaiman book? Tuesday. Have you seen this?
No.
It's about a panda that sneezes, and the whole book
Oh
is
my
him
God,
trying
I'm
to
all in.
stop sneezing. And then at the end, he finally sneezes, and everywhere that they had been through the day. But there's only 40 words in the whole thing. I don't understand
From the
why
creator
Neil
of
Gaiman's
Sandman.
book. Exactly. I don't understand why Gaiman's name is on this book, but it's very
Read the
strange.
Graveyard Book.
I will. I got a
It is
huge
one of
stack.
listen, you'll read it in a weekend.
Yeah.
I take it this is the way I am with TV shows, where people are like, you haven't seen
The Wire?
and the this and the that and Breaking Bad.
Still?
I'm just like, I haven't yet, but I read a lot. I could stop reading and probably watch a lot of TV.
No, reading's
See,
better.
I don't
Keep
even
reading.
watch.
No, I'm gonna. I
I don't even
absolutely
watch a
keep
lot
reading.
of TV.
No,
That's the thing.
me neither. Just
Like-
the
But
particular shows.
you're up on them.
I'm
You know what
up
the difference
on
is?
a few
I watch
shows.
basketball. One basketball game is 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours a night. That's you catching up on everything easily.
Yeah, that's football for me.
Yeah,
Hockey.
that's the difference. So, and if I watch one game, then I'm not going to watch anything else during the day because 2.5 hours is a long fucking time for me to
is.
sit still.
to sit
Very
and watch
true.
a screen. Yeah.
So
So Powers got optioned a while ago, and I'm really hoping to see that show up on TV soon.
Yeah.
We haven't heard anything about that for a while.
Nothing.
That's a good book.
hopefully
getting
will
concerned.
Get some play.
Well, I mean,
the
they-
other one, the other big one that I heard this week was Preacher.
Oh yeah.
By AMC.
Yeah.
Seth
With
Rogen
Seth
is-
Rogen,
Seth Rogen
and
Evan
what's his
Goldberg.
buddy? Yeah,
Evan
Goldberg.
Well,
Listen, they're good writers.
Yeah.
And they love comic books.
And they love comics.
Is
and I think
Wait,
they've
they're
got
producing
style
that,
now.
Who's
right?
playing Jesse? They haven't
No,
said
no,
anything.
I didn't
They're not
see
going to be
any
doing
names.
anything with it, but
Okay.
like as far as writing it goes, I think they've got it down.
No, no,
wait,
I'm okay
are
with it.
Seth and Evan Goldberg writing it?
Yeah, they're developing
Okay,
it
so they're not
for
just
AMC.
producing it.
They're
Oh, really?
developing the whole thing.
They'll come up with the pilot pitch
But
and stuff
speaking
like
of
that.
Vertigo
Because
titles
like
that have been picked up,
Agents of Shield had fucking Joss Whedon as
For the first
director
two, yeah.
for one episode, and then his brother did some writing and a little directing, but he hasn't directed a single one since then.
Yeah,
he's
no.
the showrunner.
But he's got his finger in it.
Yeah,
He's got,
which is
like,
fine.
Jed,
That's great.
Jed, his brother, has full creative control.
And Joss has his finger in his brother, and I get that.
He's a Muppet.
pretty much. But Vertigo, I mean, I mentioned last week DMZ has been picked up as potential for sci-fi. I just found out that iZombie has been picked up by CW.
Love that book so much.
Such a good
It's
book.
so adorable.
This one I'm kind of concerned about
Yeah,
because I
it's-
don't know if they can catch the flavor with the way
it
they've been
doesn't
going.
need to be on TV. Like I just, there are just some books and some characters that I just don't want to see anybody.
So when we can then
Go.
add NBC doing Hellblazer,
Yeah.
more or less.
But you know what? Sorry. Never mind. Go ahead.
So
I got more to say about iZombie if you want to go back to iZombie.
What's left in the Vertigo catalog
Sandman.
that hasn't turned into a TV show yet?
Sandman. Why?
Oh, Why the Last Man? That'd be good.
And
except that Shia
Fables.
LaBeouf keeps coming up.
Fables.
There's no way they can
You know
do
what he's
Fables.
doing now?
Did
You
they
see
already
what
have a Fables TV show?
Yeah, it's called Once Upon a Time.
It's called
and
Once Upon a Time. Yeah.
You see
Grim
what Shia
and-
LaBeouf's most recent stunt was?
He's back or something, eh?
He booked a office in Hollywood, like a downtown location, and it says I'm not famous anymore and I'm sorry, and it has hours, and when you go into the place like during its open hours, there's just a table with just a collection of random shit on it.
With Shia LaBeouf sitting behind it. That would be awesome. That's
So what the fuck is this guy up to?
He's
is he just
trying
being a dick?
so hard. No, he's trying so hard to get the type of story that Charlie Sheen has had,
Or
Joaquin
Joaquin
Phoenix and
yeah.
stuff. That's
I'm
what
not
I
in.
think.
I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, spend a lot of money to get a position in downtown Hollywood, set up a stupid exhibit, and I hope it flops, and then you fucking get hit by a car and die.
Speaking of insane
small
celebrity
yellow-
actions, Lindsay Lohan suing Rockstar?
The
Really?
drink?
No,
Rockstar?
the video game developers.
Oh.
Apparently, she feels that they were taking the piss out of her in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, which,
Yeah, it's so hard to do,
yeah.
Well, it's parody. It's pretty much fair
Yeah,
play.
she'll get
anywhere.
nowhere. She'll get nowhere with that.
I mean, I respect her wanting to protect her image.
But why not sue
for what it's
Saturday
worth.
Night Live?
What
Why
is
not
she
sue The Daily Show?
protecting?
Yeah, exactly.
She
that's
fucks her
all-
image up
That's
more
all
than
she
anybody.
has is her. I mean, she's a celebrity, right? So I mean, her image is.
But she's destroyed her image.
Yeah.
I know, right? So it's kind of an odd one, but I just thought it was.
I hope when the judge sits down, he has the opening arguments, and then he just.
Oh, you're here to defend your image? Oh shit! No. All right. Well,
Funny.
see you later.
Yeah.
What about the Lego Movie? No one's seen the Lego Movie.
Haven't seen it. Can't wait to see it, though.
Yeah?
I'm going to see it this week.
I hear
can't-
it's really
yeah.
fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm worried it might be a little much for the 4-year-old, though. I've
The
caught a
4-year-old
It's all about
the 4-year-old
you.
in me
Yeah.
is fine with it.
Yeah, I know. But I checked out a couple of clips on YouTube, and it looked a little explodey, a little gunfire-y
Well,
kind of
it's.
thing.
I don't
so.
think it'll be much worse than the video games.
Yeah.
And I know.
Yeah,
you
and he's
play
watching
video games. Yeah.
Marvel superheroes with me while I play it, so... don't know.
But I mean,
Uh,
obviously that is a danger. But it's rated general, right? It's,
Yeah, but the ratings are amazing. Like 98 on Rotten Tomato,
Yeah.
and 9.7
I know
on
a lot of
IMDb,
people that have
and
seen it, and I don't think I've seen a single person
people,
say it was bad.
millions of people tweeting about it, so for sure. Yeah,
That's
hopefully this
kinda
weekend.
exciting.
It's pretty awesome. It is pretty awesome
Yeah.
that they did it right,
Yeah.
To go back to Vertigo titles, was Vinyl Underground a Vertigo title?
Yes, it was.
I would watch it the
I
hell
would
out of a
watch.
TV show.
I would watch that like
Yes.
it's my job.
Yeah, that would be an amazing TV show.
That was fantastic.
My whole thing with you were complaining about putting iZombie on the screen and all
Yeah.
that. I
I
mean,
wasn't complaining. I was making a
You were
An
whining.
observation.
not
God
a
damn it,
judgmental
Bill.
observation.
the whole thing is I kind of enjoy even if it's something I really love and I'm like, this doesn't need an adaptation, but it's kind of nice to see somebody else's take
on it. And and I'm glad that that's what you said, because I thought that's where you're going to go. My problem is I'm not, when it comes to comic books, I'm not the art guy, I'm the writing guy. I'm going to follow Warren Ellis and Garth Ennis and whoever, it doesn't matter who's drawing for them. I'm going to follow these writers. But when it comes to Mike Allred's work, it's part of the story for me. And there's just no way, when they brought X Factor back after Peter Milligan was writing it and Allred was drawing it, I'm glad that those characters were dying off so much, because I didn't want nobody could do what Mike Allred did, So iZombie is that. The art and the look of the book is just as much a character to me as the kind of three main characters,
Okay.
And I give me an MTV, like the Max kind of cartoon where you're because the Max looked exactly. Sam Keith is another one, actually.
Oh,
Sam Keith's
hey.
look has this beautiful, beautiful look that becomes part of the story for
Yeah.
me. And the Max did it right on television. It looked like Sam Keith's work, So give me an iZombie animated, hell's yeah. Otherwise, it's just Scooby-Doo or it's Buffy.
You know what I just remembered? Remember the head?
Yeah.
Yes.
That shit was
Fuck, man.
creepy.
It was on the same. It was on
Yeah.
right after the
Right
match.
around the exactly.
And Aeon Flux.
Yeah.
Well, but they'd have it would rotate.
Yes.
It
Aeon
would
Flux,
rotate
Flux,
shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they were called.
Yeah, that's the second time
MTV
Aeon Flux has
something.
been
Yeah,
brought
there
up
was-
tonight, because when we were talking about Black Widow,
Yeah.
I was like, is it going to be Aeon Flux the movie?
It was-
Charlize Theron.
The problem with
package
Aeon
was called
Flux,
something.
that whole thing was it was called something.
Like not adults, like Adult Swim kind of thing, but it
Yeah.
had a title for
Yeah.
itself on Friday
But
nights.
Was there
the
Beavis
original
and
Aeon
Butthead?
Flux source material made no friggin' sense. So how could the movie be
Yeah.
coherent?
Right.
I watched it from start to finish, thinking there was going to be that one keystone episode that'd be like click.
Yeah.
Like, nope.
I watched that when I was living in Mexico because it was one of the only English TV shows that we got. But it might as well have been in Spanish because you just had no idea
Why
what
the
was
fuck
going
were
on.
you living in Mexico?
I lived there for 2 years. We just
Yeah?
ran away, essentially.
Really?
Yeah, worked at a hotel in Cabo San Lucas
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
Got to dodge
Came
those
back.
student loans somehow.
Yeah, that's how I paid the student loans. I came
Nice.
back with stacks of pesos. Here you go.
And then you got $20.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool, though. You got to run away
Yeah.
every now and then.
Yeah, I was down there for quite a while.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah,
We should
Aeon
probably
Flux.
wrap up, but before we go, there is a Geeks versus Nerds coming out.
Oh,
There
yeah.
is a Geeks versus
Next
Nerds.
week,
I'm in
right?
it.
Yeah,
I'm in
it's
it.
next Tuesday, February 18th. What are the matches here?
For the most
Zaphod?
important thing,
Who the fuck is Zaphod, man?
Zaphod Beatles.
This one's just for you, Derek.
Have you ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah. No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Okay, have you ever watched
He's
Hitchhiker's
the-
Guide to the
No,
Galaxy?
He's the president of the universe.
I've read and seen the movies and listened to the radio dramas, and I would not have recognized that name without
That's fair.
the push
Zaphod
of Hitchhikers.
Beeblebrox.
Yes.
Beeblebrox I would recognize, but the Zaphod part I
Zaphod?
never.
And he's against Zap Brannigan
Yep.
as like what? Which egomaniac will go further to win? Which I guess is pretty reasonable. God damn, that's reaching, man. That's for fucking geeks. God damn it.
The
What's
next
the-
show
like,
is
I-
Super
Anybody
Nerds.
that doesn't love
Yeah.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Futurama, turn in your geek card.
Right.
You're
get
out of
the
the
fuck
Yeah,
out of here.
that's
No,
right.
and that's fair. That's
What's
fair.
matchup number 2?
The one that I'm in, it's Katniss versus
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog. Who has the most? What is it? Complicated.
Complicated dysfunctional relationship.
Yeah,
Kermit for sure. Tell me you're on Kermit's side.
I am on.
Oh,
Team
good.
Oh, Kermit.
There you go.
Oh, Miss Piggy, you raped me. I always said Miss Piggy's kind of like fucking rapey.
Yeah, she's a
The
little.
way she like.
Yeah.
No,
Hi
and,
ho,
and
hi ho,
violent.
it's Kermit the Frog
Let's
here.
sidestep the issue here.
Yeah.
and welcome the podcast.
Yay!
It's the Geequals.
Uh,
Yeah, she's violent too.
She is.
Kicks the shit out of him all the
And,
time.
and like, yeah, she abuses Kermit.
Yeah.
She threatens to beat the
She's always
shit out
hitting
of
on
him.
other people.
And then exactly,
Yeah.
she's flirting with
Everybody
every
else.
guest that
she
comes
is
on
like
the
a
show.
fucking like a
Yeah.
rotten human.
Oh yeah.
And who's the other?
She's a
Katniss.
pig.
She's a
Well,
rotten
yeah, that-
pig.
She just has to kill.
She has a rough life,
like
in general.
but she may have to kill her partner, like in the games.
I've
and,
read
like,
the books. I personally think she'd have been okay with that.
Yeah,
Like,
and she ended up with the fucking homestead boy at the end of it, like the one who was living back in her homeland or whatever.
Thor's brother, right?
Kinda.
She did. That's what people have been telling me. She ends up with him in the end.
Well, I don't want to give anything away, but
Give something away.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
give
give
a
it
shit.
away.
the character Homestead Boy, as you call him, actually goes out and says that she will go with whoever has the best chance of keeping her alive. She
Just
is
like in real
literally
life,
just
man.
a core survivalist. At the end of the day, all she wants to do is live.
Yeah, and she goes with the homestead boy.
Yeah.
At the end of it, so there you
More
go.
or less.
That's the end of
She
it.
settles.
Well, he yeah, I'm not.
He's hotter than in the movie. He's hotter than PETA.
Oh, wow.
That's Liam Hemsworth's brother, right?
Exactly.
That's Chris Hemsworth.
That's
Yeah.
just good genetics. You can't argue with that.
That's right.
Oh my god, I'd fuck every member of that family. Are you kidding me?
What was wait before you go? I know we got to say where Geeks versus Nerds is because it's in a new place.
I'm gonna say that the
Kevin
2 minute-
Smith. Did you guys wait? Don't go because you just made an excellent point. Did you see what Kevin Smith was saying about Chris Hemsworth last week? He did an AMA on Reddit.
No.
He would fuck Chris Hemsworth only if Hemsworth was wearing the Thor outfit and spoke in the Thor stuff. And he just had this huge answer about what he would allow Hemsworth to do as long as he didn't break character. It was fucking hilarious. It's worth going back and to find.
So where is Geeks versus Nerds now?
It's at the Bus Stop Theater, which is on Gottingen Street, 2203 Gottingen Street. Doors open at 7:30. The 2-minute matchups are Thor versus Wonder Woman, Trisha Heffer versus Jerry Ryan, and Nathan Fillion versus Bruce Campbell, which is...
That's not bad.
I want to see that. That's the 18th, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Doors open at 7:30, $7. I don't think they have food this week. They might have some snacks, maybe, but I don't think they have food, but they have drinks.
No, there will be some snack.
Some
food.
snacky poos.
Yeah, I
want any snack poo.
No snacky poo.
I picked up some pops or some chips and some candy bars that I'm donating to GVN. So
there'll be some of that there, but it's a good show, and it's been, how long is it? There's been a little break. This is kind
of... it's been since before Christmas.
Right, so get back out there. And
December was our last show.
December 15th, if I remember correctly.
And you get to see Alex,
14th.
Star of Table of Geequals, on stage talking about shit with his fucking mouth. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
If
he often wears a funny costume.
If you pay me $40, I'll do something else with it.
Hey,
will you bring the Twilight cutout guy?
Yeah,
there you go.
For $50, I'll do something with the Twilight cutout.
50. It's only $10 more.
All right.
You can pay me $50 to make you watch that. All right.
For another disturbing episode of Table of Geequals, I am your host, Alex.
I'm the guy to his right, Bill.
I'm the guy to Bill's right, Gavin.
I'm the guy to Gavin's left. Oh, wait, fuck! I fucked it up, PigMonkey. I'm sorry. I'm Derek, and I'm filling in for PigMonkey.